Hello everyone and welcome back to the One Life Challenge. We've got Ken asking for a star fruit, so we'll go ahead and grab one of those for him if we've got one. I can't actually remember off the top of my head. I mean, we have one, but we don't have seeds for them yet. Have I planted any? I can't remember. Well, I suppose now's a good time to go and check on the crop shed then. Why did I say shed? I meant the cave. There we go. Got there in the end. Okay, so our fiber's ready. Clovers are ready, we've got some coffee ready, and we do have some starfruit planted, so I might just go and give that one to Kent. Obviously, I did just have to go back and get my scythe so I can actually harvest the fiber though. Let's see how much more progress with this we make today. So it looks like using the spaces, we get like a little bit less than half a stack. So it looks like if we carry on at the rate that we're going, it'll take just over 6 in-game weeks-ish to get the amount of fiber we need. Actually, I can't remember how much we've already got in the chest. I think we've used some of it. But 6 weeks is a long time, so maybe I do need to expand how much fiber I'm planting. Though to be fair, that's assuming I've got enough like mixed seeds and clay. I think that's the only thing I'm worried about. Ooh, corn. Have we harvested that yet? Yeah, we have, haven't we? Why did I plant one again? I don't remember. I suppose I must have needed it for something, but from now I'm going to start putting my scythe in this chest because then when I forget it whenever I go into the cave, it's a little bit of a shorter walk. So we don't have a huge amount of clay, which is not ideal. Coffee-wise, I think once again I am just going to go ahead and sell it. And it's also a really good luck day, but I don't particularly want to do skull caverns until we've got enough staircases, so I will be skipping that today. Now, do I have any fiber seeds anywhere? I've got 44 of them. I'm going to turn all of my clay fiber and sap straight into more of them. And we'll get down as many as we can. I mean, we've got 96, which I think is actually less than what we planted last time, so that's not great. Oh, I completely forgot to harvest the clovers as well, so once I got the fiber down, I will go ahead and do that. Oh, actually, maybe we got more. I mean, I missed a couple of spots here and there, but maybe we can get all of this down. There we go. We got every single seed down, so hopefully next time should be a bit better. Maybe by next week I might have a few more mixed seeds. If not, I'm going to have to literally like specifically try and get some, which is kind of annoying. Now look at all these clovers. I'm not going to make that milk again just yet, but I will go ahead and keep most of the clovers because if we can get it working, they're going to be really good. And I think I'll keep some of the gold ones just in case for like fair next month maybe? Might be good as something a little bit different. And I can see now that the coop upgrade must be done, so I probably need to go and either get an animal for it or also potentially upgrade the barn, which I would quite like to do. We've got enough money to do that now. Wait, did I upgrade the coop yet? Am I imagining that? Hang on. No, we didn't. Okay, never mind. We need to upgrade the coop, but I don't have enough wood. I think that was the problem. I don't think any of the wood is going to have grown in time, though. I think really what I need to do is, first of all, see if I can find my bone mill. Do I have a bone mill? Is there a place that I get a free one, or am I imagining that? Or do I have to make one? I think I have to make one. I don't know why in my head I feel like I get one as a reward somewhere, but I feel like I could be wrong. So what do they take to make? 20 bone fragments, 6 clay, and 40 stone. I should have all of those. Oh, I'm 2 clay short. That's so annoying. I don't really want a clay farm. Maybe we might have to hope that we come across a artifact spot with one in. But before we do that, I should probably go ahead and grab those clovers. I'm going to accept the quest for Clint, even if I might not end up doing it. So where are they? Clover gamma seeds. Let's do it. Another 25. I think that's how many I got. And I remember as well, I got a comment to say, have I donated the salmon berries for the children's bundle? Yes, the children's bundle's complete. The foragers bundle, I guess I must have completed because I don't have it, question mark. I think I must have done it already. It's probably this one. Can't forget to check the request. So we've got Pierre's Prime Produce or Gus's Famous Omelette. Have I done either of these yet? I don't think I'm going to get enough eggs in the time, so I'm probably not going to do that one. I mean, I'll accept the produce one, but I don't think we're going to end up doing it. No, I really do not want a clay farm, but I think this is going to be our only way. So I'm going to go ahead and skip over me trying to do this because I'm terrible at it. If you saw Messed Up Stardew, you know how terribly I did it. You don't need to see me do something quite so embarrassing. So I'll meet you when I have enough clay. Right, well, I managed to get a few. We're not going to look at it. I got like 1 line worth, so it'll do. Now, I think I've got the stuff on me to craft it, so I'll go ahead and do that now. The reason I wanted to make the bone mill was because just by chucking in those bone fragments we've been selling, I should be able to just get some fertilizer easily, including tree fertilizer, which is kind of expensive. So we're going to start doing our own of those. I am just now noticing how good of a luck day it is, and realistically I probably should have been in the mines trying to get garnets, but I kind of got distracted doing too many other things, so here we are. Did I buy too many seeds? Hello? I mean, I guess I've got some other spaces I can put them, or one of them. Where's this last one? It's not there, is it? Yeah, it is. There it is. Okay, so we still have that one open spot. Maybe I should have got 26, but that's fine. It's not a huge deal. But hey, at least I can still get some time in with the garnet hunting. Oh, and I got some mixed seeds here as well, so hopefully I can get some more today of those. No straight away, and loads of fiber. That's a win. Now, unless anything particularly exciting happens, I will meet you on the other side, because you see me doing this already. You know what it looks like. I'll just show you how many I get at the end. All right, it's almost 1 a.m. I'm going to leave it there. It's 9 of them, which is like fine. Not amazing. Also not terrible. It'll do. Also got a bonus diamond, so there is that. But let's go ahead and bring this all home to sell. Also another like nearly 100 fiber, which is nice. Although mixed seeds, I didn't get too many of today. The 13, 9 of them were in the chest already, so progress is progress, just not the most amazing progress. All right, let's quickly get this in the shipping bin before I pass out, and let's see how much we made from that. So including also the coffee beans as well, we made almost 7 grand. Working our way to getting both of those upgrades. Ooh, we got another foggy day. Actually, have we had foggy in the daytime yet? I don't know. Genuinely can't remember. I think it's only been like into the evening, hasn't it? As far as I'm aware. Now, unless I missed them yesterday, it looks like, yeah, hops are every 2 days on this mod pack. So only half the hops that you would get in vanilla, because usually in vanilla, you get them every day. Probably just going to end up keeping most of them for now. Ooh, we've already officially crossed 1 stack of fiber, so there's also something exciting as well. Doesn't sound exciting, but I promise you it is. Okay, so if it looks like time's gone backwards a bit, it kind of has. So what ended up happening was, I wasn't sure if I was going to say anything when I came back to record again, but I think it's important to talk about the way that I am, and I will get more into it shortly, because what I think I'm going to do for this entire week in game is I'm pretty much waiting for 2 things. I'm waiting for wood and I'm waiting for money. So I think it'll be interesting, excluding obviously like most of the previous in-game day, to see how much money we can make in 1 week just from getting the garnets. So what I'm going to do is probably time-lapse most of sort of like my mining and such. We will review at the end of the week how many garnets I ended up getting. And in the meantime, I will go ahead and answer some questions. I asked you guys for some questions on a community post, and I got quite a few of them as well. And then I'll explain what happened for the beginning of this day. So I'll get myself organised a little bit and then I'll meet you all at the mines. Saying that though, before we do, I do want to stock up on a few little supplies, so let's go ahead and pop over to the desert and trade for a few more things, and then we can get started. Because I've really got to wait for all this wood to grow up before I can do anything significant at the moment. There's some more spicy eels, and I think that's everything I brought with me. Wait, we can get fibre? How do we get fibre? Fibre for stone! Interesting. I don't think I have enough stone to want to part with anyway, so I mean, good to know the options there. Don't know if I'm going to use it, but we know it exists now. I'm pretty much just going to be following the same kind of pattern as we have been for farming these garnets as before. I'll also be grabbing the fiber too, because that's kind of important. And yeah, I'll go ahead and get on with some questions. Okay, so hello, it's Emma from the future. I thought I would remove my headphones so that at least you can kind of tell the difference between if I say anything like whilst I'm actively mining stuff, and obviously when I'm here doing this like Q&A and kind of explanation for what happened on the Tuesday of this game week. But basically, yeah, I kind of wanted to do something different with this episode this week, because I kind of wanted to do an experiment to see how much money we can make from literally just farming garnet for a week, because I think this is technically better money than tea saplings, and we don't have to use the wood, we don't have to use the fiber. I think I touched on this already, but obviously I didn't just want to like do it in the kind of let's play style, because that would have been a kind of boring and repetitive. So I'm time-lapsing it and I'm having a chat with you guys, answering some of your questions, little things like that. I do also, for most days when I remember, do the little farm tours in the morning, so I will show that also. And we do get something good from the travelling cart this week, so keep your eye out for that. Now I'm recording the answers to these questions literally right after I've finished my mining for the week. So I already know the result, but leave your guesses in the comments below of how many garnets you think I managed to pick up this week. Like I geared up with some spicy eel and I kind of went in regardless of what the luck was for the day. Oh, and I also had either coffee or triple shot espresso as well, you know, to help me with the speed boost. But what I basically said to myself was on the good luck days, I'll use 2 spicy eels to kind of like maximize that boost of luck. And on the bad luck days, I'll use 1 spicy eel just to kind of counteract that luck, but not necessarily waste all the luck boost on a bad luck day. But let's maybe start off with what happened with the Tuesday in game. So basically what had happened is I essentially schedule my week out using an app called TickTick. Got it on my phone, got it on my PC. I think I've sort of talked on this on streams and such before, and probably in a vlog as well. But I plan for this week to have quite a lot of pre-recording so that in the later weeks of Streammas, I can have a little bit more time to work on the 100 days video, kind of like more consistently and less like broken up in the day, and also allow myself a little bit more time to rest. So like the first week is like a lot, but then the next weeks after that should be a little easier. And we've kind of been like going and doing more stuff out in the world, like more than usual. So last week we went to a little Christmas market and that was a lot of fun. And then on Tuesday we did our own Christmas shopping in our own town, and that was like, I think we were out for a good few hours that day. And we also wanted to go the next morning to an Asian supermarket and also a normal supermarket to like finish off some bits for the food shop. We were going to do it the day that we went Christmas shopping, but we ended up just like way too exhausted, especially because it's like getting to that time of year where everywhere's just crowded all the time. So we got home from the food shopping, had a bit of lunch, and then I had in my schedule that I was going to record that afternoon. And I was really tired, but I was like, no, I really want to do this. Like, it's going to help me in the future anyway. So sat down to record. I recorded Monday. I started the Tuesday, and like, I feel like my mind was just like kind of blank from being so tired. So I decided, okay, you know what? I literally can't continue anymore. It's going to come across how exhausted I am and progressively worse as the recording goes on. So I'm going to turn that off for today, go and have a nap. I need to save some energy because I had a stream that evening as well. I mean, I have a stream this evening too, but I haven't had to go out this morning. So we've evened out the energy a bit, and it's kind of a struggle with chronic fatigue as well. I really do have to listen, and it's difficult sometimes because I am kind of stubborn, probably the ADHD part of me. Slash the neurodivergent thing of like, I made a plan, I need to do the plan. I don't like it when I have to change the plan. Obviously, not everyone who's neurodivergent does that, but that's just like one of the traits from my personal experience. So yeah, it's now the day after I started recording this episode, and I'm finishing it off today, even though I barely did any the day before. But yeah, that's why we've got Tuesday morning like twice, because obviously when you close the game it resets the day. So I think it's time to answer some questions. I put up a community post the other day and some of you come and submitted your questions, so I'm going to go ahead and answer them. So for my first question, if I was making my own Stardew mods, what would I be putting into the game? Ooh, okay, so we've been having a fun conversation about this on the Perfection Before Christmas stream, and we're essentially talking about having a mod where you could either have a crow NPC or just generally be able to befriend the crows. I don't know if this exists, I haven't actually looked for it. So like you could make friends with the crows, maybe by feeding them, maybe they'd eventually let you go up to them and pet them, but eventually they'd do things like maybe they'll come and steal things from other places and bring them to you, and maybe they'll stop stealing your crops and tell their friends to not steal my crops. Maybe you could end up with a little army of crows that help you out, you know? I thought that would be really fun. I don't know how that'll work or what it would really look like, but that's what we've been talking about on some recent streams, and I think that would be really fun. What's been my favourite challenge that I've done so far? So your favourite's the one I did the City Witch playthrough and the One Life challenge that I'm currently doing now. I've been doing great, thank you so much, and you hope I'm well. I am indeed well. I'm definitely a lot more well than yesterday. Had a little bit more rest, I'm feeling good. So, favourite challenge I've done so far? I think it would be tied between 2 of them. Oh no, it's so difficult to pick. I mean, obviously the One Life challenge has to have a mention here. Like, this is the first time I've gone into a mod pack and not really known what to expect, so obviously May is the person who put this together for us. I say it a lot already, but May very much appreciate your work on this mod pack, and I tend to update it not knowing what is inside the mod pack. When I play games in general, I tend to like not look up too much stuff about it where I can help it, so I can kind of like just go in and be surprised at what is there, and this mod pack has allowed me to experience this in Stardew mods, because obviously all the other sort of like mods and challenges and stuff that I've done that like I've obviously like come up with, I've put together the mod, so I know what I'm expecting kind of to an extent. Sometimes I'll like find mods that kind of sound good, looking at kind of like descriptions and people's recommendations, but not go too deep into finding out exactly what everything is. But this time, like, I could go in completely like without a clue, and that is what I love. 100 days wise, I think at the moment my favorite is the archipelago playthrough, the messed up Stardew playthrough, just because like it's so different to what I could have ever expected and completely changes the game in like the best way. And it's so customizable that it's got a lot of replayability. Just in general, a lot of chaotic fun, which is very much me, don't you think? So for the next question, what are my favorite mods for these categories? Okay, I won't read them all out, I'll kind of like just go in order. So for quality of life, my favorite mod here has to be UI Info Suite, without a doubt. And I'm very much like reaffirming that through the Perfection Before Christmas save, because obviously on that one I'm playing with none of these types of mods, and we're all kind of saying that actually maybe some of these quality of life mods are more just like accessibility things rather than like mods that are mods, if that makes sense. Like, it's unbelievable how much more accessible it makes the game. I'm definitely struggling without it. My favorite expansion, I think it would still have to be Stardew Valley Expanded. I don't know why, like obviously I've played with the Scarp and Ridgeside now and Luna as well. Obviously Luna's like quite a lot smaller, and I've also played with Zuzu City as well, but there's something about the feel of Stardew Valley Expanded that's just so like feel good. I don't know what it is. I just can't put my finger on it. I think it just brings a lot more life to the valley somehow. I don't just mean in terms of like extra NPCs, I also mean things like just the way the entire map looks. And it's fun having all the added lore even for the vanilla NPCs. I'm looking forward to seeing what else they add to the mod. Favorite aesthetic change, new dialogue for example. I think it's got to be the specific gift reaction one that's in this One Life pack. It's just like really nice kind of giving a gift, and even if obviously on the One Life challenge loved, like and neutral gifts don't make a difference, that when you give something that would generally be loved, they've got something unique to say about it, so it's not just like, oh hey, thanks for remembering my birthday. It just adds so much more personality. My favourite recolor, I'd probably have to say like in general it would be the vibrant pastoral recolor. Obviously that's not the one being used in the One Life pack, but in most of my other playthroughs that's the one I've been going with. And recently I have been starting to explore other ones, so let me know in the comments your favourite recolors as well. The only one I don't particularly like are the ones that make the map really dark, so I can't remember what it's called. Is it one of the earthy ones that makes all the dirt like extremely dark? That's not really my vibe. I like sort of brighter stuff, but with the vibrant pastoral recolor it just kind of like tones down the saturation a bit and makes some things a little bit more pretty. If I only had to choose one villager to marry for the rest of my playthroughs, which one would it be? And it can be from mods. Ooh, this is hard because I've been talking about wanting to eventually experience, at least in vanilla, all of the spouses. So far I've married Shane, Alex, we've roommated Krobus, and I think of what you've all seen so far, that's pretty much it. We're going to be marrying Leah in the Perfection Before Christmas save. In the One Life challenge, I think I've already mentioned that I do want to marry Emily. I just kind of have to experience the rest first before I can fully decide if I could pick just one for the rest of my playthroughs. Although that being said, if we're also talking about having someone from mods as well, it wouldn't be marrying but roommating Apples. Apples the Junimo from Stardew Valley Expanded is the cutest NPC to ever exist. But in one of the times that I do play Expanded again, I really want to experience, I think Scarlet is marriageable now. I want to see what she's like because she talks about also having ADHD, and that made me really happy to see, so I do want to see what the rest of her heart events are like. But vanilla I probably couldn't choose at the moment. Probably kind of a sucky answer, but I feel like at this point most people who have played Stardew for a long time have probably dated / married most people. I haven't got to that yet. Took me a long time to do any of that. If you were to make your own Stardew villager, what would be my job or background? What would I want to look like? Would I be married? Okay, so obviously the first thing probably goes without saying. Would I be married? Yes, I'd be married to Michael. We would have his own NPC in the game. I'd be curious to know what kind of like job he would have in the game as well though. Michael, leave your answer on the screen as to what kind of like job or sort of background you'd be doing if you're an NPC in Stardew. What would I want to look like? I mean, I want to look like me, so I feel like recently where I've been creating my characters since I've had my haircut, they all kind of look the same, so you know, the short hair, I think it's like hair number 42. It's so weird that I can remember that. Clothing wise, it would have to be some sort of dungarees because I'm really into dungarees at the moment. I know I'm not wearing any right now, but they are one of my favourite items of clothing, so it would probably be this jumper with either some blue or black dungarees. Obviously can't not have my glasses as well, although I really wish that there were like nicer glasses options in the accents when you create the character because I don't like the ones that are currently in the game. Job or background? Job or background? Well, it wouldn't be fishing, I can tell you that. It'd probably be just sort of like gardening and cooking. I feel like with the way things look with characters, if you know Susan from Stardew Valley Expanded with her little farm and like she's got rooms in her house for preserving stuff. I think it's mainly kegs, but I'd probably use preserves jars instead. I guess a cross between like Susan and Andy, but also add in some cooking as well. I'd still want to be a farmer basically, just a like much smaller scale. What's my favourite forage seed group? Yours is autumn because you like the neutral colours. Ooh, I haven't really thought of this before. I really like things like blues and purples, so it'd probably have to be the winter forage group. Plus I really like the look of the crocuses. Like the only piece of forage in that set that I'm just like is probably the winter root, but even then, I feel like winter root gives like sweet potato kind of vibes, and I really like sweet potato, so yeah, I think I'd be picking winter. Plus it's something to plant in the winter. What's my favourite plant to grow in terms of which I like best and not which is most profitable? Ooh, okay, this is gonna sound like a weird answer because it's still a very profitable crop. And I feel like I'm probably very, I don't know, boring for this, but I really like pumpkins. Like even in real life, I love the way that pumpkins look. When crops came out on Animal Crossing, pumpkins were like the one that I love. Even in other games, like even Dreamlight Valley, I pretty much only plant pumpkins. I mean, I suppose that is for profit, but I just like the little like satisfying little round cute way they look. And also in real life, obviously, there's a lot of other varieties of pumpkins. Ooh, how cool would it be to have like loads of different pumpkins in Stardew? I think I want to look for this. Is that a mod already? Let me know. Plus, I really like pumpkin things in real life. Like, I like a pumpkin spice latte. I love pumpkin pie. Pumpkin and savory things is also great, like curries and such. I just love pumpkin. I say that like I eat it a lot. I don't. It's a lot of effort. Other than maybe like the pumpkin spice lattes, but most pumpkin themed things, even in real life, I love. So it would have to be the pumpkin. The profit is really just a bonus. What's my favourite part or activity on Ginger Island? For example, the volcano, the farm, the key quests. Ooh, I may be a little bit predictable here, but probably the volcano because I love a good mining session. So when I found that there was a new kind of mine, I really enjoy it in there. Plus like going on the hunt for the treasure chest, that's a lot of fun too. And like one of the first things I always aim to do is combine my rings there. So the forge at the top of the volcano gives you a huge boost depending on obviously what you want to do with your rings. Who's my favourite Stardew character? Yours is Linus, but you also like George. Linus is such a good character. George has definitely grown on me over time too. Who's my favourite though? At the moment, having roommated Krobus, it would probably have to be Krobus, just because like, they're so friend-shaped. I know that like, other void spirits are evil, but I don't know, Krobus really does look a lot more friend-shaped somehow. Plus like their dialogue is just so cute, and I mean come on, they're literally our emotes for the channel members, so I think that says a lot on its own. Do I play it on console or mobile as well, or have mods ruined that for you? So, I own the game on Nintendo Switch. I actually bought it on Switch first. I've owned the game technically since 2017. That was the Switch version, and I played a fair amount of that on my commute to and from when I used to work in central London. And I enjoyed the game then, but I didn't really fully grasp how to progress very well, and there was obviously a lot of things that weren't added in the game yet back then. That's the only console I own it on, and then I didn't get back into it properly until sort of a couple of years ago now. And not long after that time, I think I did also get it on mobile. So I used to have the Samsung Galaxy Fold, which is the like big phone that like folds out into quite a big screen. So I thought that would be good for playing it, but I did not get along with the touchscreen. The reason I don't really play console or mobile anymore, first of all, I don't have an Android phone anymore, so I've like essentially lost access to my mobile copy anyway. Not that I would play it. But the console one, yeah, I've not really touched that either for a couple of years, and it's not because of mods, believe it or not. Like, I know I talk a lot about how much I love mods and how hard it is for me to avoid mods, not just in Stardew, but in most games. The thing for me is down to the controls. So anyone who knows me and how I play games in general knows that I fully prefer playing anything on a keyboard and mouse. Stardew is the same. It's so much easier for me to do stuff where I can like point and click. I find the movement a lot easier. I don't know, there's a lot of things about it, like even selecting tools, for example. I have a mouse that has this side panel on it that has 12 buttons, so it's easier for me to go through my hotbar this way. I can just click the number and it will go to that part of my hotbar, and it's so much easier. And I actually got that mouse for playing Elder Scrolls Online and World of Warcraft, which I don't really play anymore. I didn't play a huge amount of them before anyway. Elder Scrolls I did for like a year or two. World of Warcraft I played a lot less of, but obviously very useful for those type of games and very useful for literally any game that has a hotbar. That's why you might find that I always order my hotbar in a very specific way, because then I know that like when I press the number 3 on the side of my mouse, that is where my pickaxe will be, 4 will be my weapon, 2 will be my hoe, stuff like that really. Just makes it easier, instead of having to like scroll through each item individually. And last question we got here, we actually have a non-Stardew one. Oh, I like this, that's fun. Is my hair coarse or soft? I'm curious to know what sparked the question. So, you can't really tell very much at the moment. I am due a hair wash, so my hair is very like not cooperating with the pattern that it should be, but I have wavy hair naturally, and my hair's definitely not coarse. So I suppose I'd say it's soft then, but it's not like, right now it's not that soft. It needs some help. I shouldn't even be doing this. I should be waiting until I wash it, which is soon. But yeah, as soft hair goes, it's not very fine, but as definitely not coarse. It's just kind of wavy. Like, maybe I'll put a picture on the screen of what it looks like when it's all down and not like this. So you can see what it's like naturally. Well, naturally with help of some products for a bit of hold, but essentially naturally. And those are all of our questions, so thank you to everyone who sent one in, and let's go back to Past Me when I finish mining to see how we did for the week. Okay, so 1 week of hunting for garnets, except for Monday. I mean, we still did Monday evening. Can't remember how many we got. But total of 245 garnets. We also got 17 diamonds as well over the course of the time. Now, I might have already said about this when I was talking in the voiceover, but is it just me? Or was luck not really affecting it that much? Like, I'll leave a breakdown on the screen of how many I got each day and what the luck was like. And I feel like I kind of don't want to listen to the luck for the day anymore, because there was also an element of like, sometimes I wouldn't be able to go and get the garnets when there were too many monsters around. Why am I going this way? So like, obviously there were quite a few things that I missed, but I was trying not to die. Sometimes it just wasn't worth it. I think that affected things more than anything else, really. So before bed, maybe I should take care of some of the farm chores at least. I mean, we've kind of like neglected things a little bit on the hunt for loot, and also we've made good progress on the fiber as well. We've ended up with a bit more the closing in on a second stack. I wasn't going to miss out on a lot of the fiber whilst we're there either. So let's sell them. I'm going to leave 10 in here. Was it 8 that was in here? I think it was 8, right? Oh no, I can't remember now. I think 245 sounds right. 73.5 grand from a week of farming garnets. Now, I'm not going to do this like hugely often, I don't think, at least I don't plan to, just because like, I think it would obviously get repetitive, and that's why I kind of did it in the format that I did. I can see now in my mail, at some point in the week, Lewis is asking for truffle oil. Don't know when I'll be able to give that to you. Oh, that's literally the only mail I have. Lovely. And I was also chipping away at the fertilizer as well. We got 10 tree fertilizers. The next time we'll have to put that down. And I didn't sell any coffee beans in the time either. I think my pickles have been ready for a few days too, but I'm gonna run and put these in the shipping bin and head to bed before we get killed by farm monsters, because they're definitely worse than... Oh, I mean, that wasn't too bad. In general, they tend to be worse than the ones that are outside, but let's get some sleep. Let's get that money, so now we know we can afford all the upgrades we need. And yeah. Let me know how you enjoyed the slightly different format. Again, it's not something that I want to do hugely often. I just thought it might be fun to, allow me to do this experiment, because I was kind of curious, but I didn't want to do it in a Let's Play style because I thought that would be kind of, you know, boring and repetitive. But I hope this was a bit of fun, and thank you to everyone who submitted questions too. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much to my channel members, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!